Welcome to the age of Aquarius. I hope you're doing well. TGIF. This reading's for Friday, the 17th of March, 2023. Keep in mind this energy can flow a few days in or out. It depends on your timeline. Anyway, this is Amina, and allow me to be your guide. Survival guide in the age of Aquarius. Anyway, this reading is stipulated Aquarius, but everybody has Aquarius in their chart. Everybody. And these readings affect the collective. So this will impact you in one way or another. Doesn't matter. It could be your significant other that this is about. It could be a friend. Could be you. Yeah. I look at the macro and the microcosm. I am a semiotician. I read all the signs around me, and I try to translate what my team's telling me. They're both here. They're both singing loudly. By the way, important notes, which is part of the reading, which is interesting. Anyway, yeah. I sat here looking at these cards, and I've got a stream, just like that last reading, a magic stream coming in on what this is about precisely. And they had me get out a deck I haven't used in a while. It's funny, that one reading they had me do with a deck that I've only used like 3 times as a clarifying deck, but they had me do a reading with that deck. That was really weird. But it pertained, and I listened to what they say. And they had me get out a deck I haven't used in a while as a clarifying deck. And for this reading specifically, because, yeah, that's what they wanted. That's what I was hearing. I was like, oh, okay. So I picked up that deck, and we'll talk about that and what it said and what else it said to me. There's a lot going on here. A lot. From the macrocosm. Remember, I picked up that there was going to be a mid-air collision, and that did happen. A Russian jet and a drone collided. And if you guys pay attention to my readings, I said they told me something about a beacon, but I don't know what it means. What's interesting is I put a link in the community tab here on my channel with a video that's talking about that event happening, about that collision between the Russian fighter jet and this military drone from the U.S. Now I know what they're talking about, beacon. Now, beacon, they've given me for more than one thing, but this is one thing in particular that they were directing me at. And it's an American drone was flying recon too close to Crimea without its beacon on. Ah, beacon. That's why they were talking about a beacon to me. On, which is required by international law. Okay? We have the Justice card here on the bottom of my deck. The clarifying deck. And when I first picked up that deck, it had the Magician. The Magician is somebody that is manifesting. That manifestation, the Magician card also can be what I call, and what my team has told me, what they call it, a spin doctor. Now that could be a spin doctor as in somebody manufacturing BS, a spin doctor. Okay. A narcissist is very good at that. We have a world full of them, including our leaders. They're narcissists, hardcore narcissists, some of them. Yeah. Anyway, so And like I said, we're all narcissists to varying degrees depending on how our spiritual evolution has gone. Okay? Because narcissism equals ego. And how far down our spiritual path have we gone where we are putting our ego in check? Balance, right? This is the balance. Okay? This is the balance card right here, justice. All right. So, and this was in the comments below the video. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I know why they were talking about beacon. But it's also somebody that's a beacon of light. So for many of you, this is being a beacon of light in the darkness for rest of the collective. That's what my job is. That's what many of you feel guided spiritually to help evolve, because things have gotten ugly. Way too much I, me happening. Too much narcissism gone completely awry. Okay. And we're all trying to push a new narrative. And it's not about me. It's about we in the age of Aquarius. And quit being self-centered and selfish and ego-driven. That ego-driven craziness that's going on. Anyway, including with our leaders. So this drone, it's hilarious because they didn't have a required beacon on, okay? And it's a clear escalation. This was a comment by one of the people, a clear escalation by the U.S., okay? Remember, we're all connected. So if we really feel into situations, we'll know when we're being fed BS, okay? We got to use our intuition. It's funny because in this reading, they're talking about an aircraft carrier to me. And it's funny because there is a comment under the video. And this is Euro News, breaking news. It says Russian jet collides with U.S. drone over the Black Sea. Beacon of light, right? Black Sea. Something over darkness, right? Anyway, so hang with me. Hang tight. I'm taking you for a ride. Not a bad one. A good one. Anyway, because I'm trying to help you all develop your gifts, your intuition. You're all born with it. It's knowing how to sort through the details, okay? So that you get a clearer picture, clarity, see? On this. Look at this. Clarity. Let me see how that looks on the screen. I'm just curious. There you go. Can you see it more? The clarity? See what the little wizard mouse is looking through that? I actually use this all the time. All the time. Because I have trouble with my vision. Anyway, I digress. Another one of the comments, remember, we're all connected. The user ID, one of the comments under this video about the news about this collision. His username is Jan God. YAWN, capital GOD. Oh ho hum, Jan God, right? The comment is, metal sky dolphins playing with and killing a metal sky squid. Yeah. Jan God. Metal dolphins. When fish fly, there's a dolphin on this card. When pigs fly. Okay, hang tight. This is going to be an interesting one, as you can tell already, as I disseminate the information coming in, because I am a semi-autician. I pick up on everything. What's fascinating is the astrology mixed with this. And they're wanting me to look. Let me make sure, because I pulled up the astrology. There we go. Okay. Make sure you guys are seeing this. Let me zoom in on it. There we go. There's some clarity for you without the magnifying glass. Now you're looking through that magnifying glass. Clarity. Important notes. Important details. Details. Also notice that this little astrology wheel on the card is pointing at Pisces and it's pointing at Taurus. What are they getting at? Well, I also looked at the Sabian Mysteries picture, and there is a prism. It says a new moon. In the Sabian Mysteries picture, it says a new moon that divides its influence. So a scattering of light. It reminds me of Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon, because they're showing a prism scattering light. A new moon that divides its influence. They're trying this card here. Now, this is the grand stage. We're looking at macrocosm here, okay? And they're talking about an aircraft carrier right here. Why do I say that? Because we have the King of Swords, and what's on his bookshelf but a large ship? Okay? There's a large ship on his, and the King of Cups has always spoke to me of a big ship. When they've talked to me about ships in the sky, ships on the water, etc., they're talking big, okay? If it was a Queen of Cups, it'd be a smaller ship. We're looking at a king. This is a big aircraft carrier, okay? And we have sky dolphins. You can't make it up. Everything's connected. Everything literally is connected. Now, what's really weird is this scattering. If you look at these cards, both of these, see how the little light scatters, the little stars flying through the air? Look at that. There's some on the water, too. It feels like a saboteur, a provocateur, okay? A scattering of tiny notes, a scattering of messages that divides influence, okay? So they're trying to influence a foundation or borders. These are four corners of your body, four corners of a house, a structure, or four corners of a country, boundaries. So somebody doing some sneaky eeky over a borderline, dealing with water signs. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have a new moon coming up in Pisces. And here's the kicker for the 17th, 16th, 17th, from now till the new moon. Okay? So I'm calling this reading for several days. This energy is like palpable, literally palpable. There's a provocateur here. Pay attention to the details. So the U.S. is trying to provoke. Okay? That's clearly what's going on here. And they're not going to stop, evidently, because it feels like this is little notes flying through the air. Some of them will land in the water. Now, remember when they bombed Hiroshima? And now it's, remember that. What did they do? They flew over and dropped notes. Remember? They did that. Telling them, get the HE double hockey sticks out of here. Because we're getting ready to bomb the crap out of you. And what's interesting is in the collective, the word nuclear has been popping up like freaking crazy. Remember, the magician is a spin doctor. Somebody who's manifesting either for good or for bad. But in this case, it's not good. To me, this is not good news. That's on the macrocosm. I feel like this isn't good. So I'm your survival guide. What can we do about it? I'm not sure, except for we need to push out the energy that we're not having it. To me, it feels like the Heart Math Institute. Look it up. Our hearts actually have a brain. Not just your head, but there's a brain inside your heart too. That's the seat of the soul, your solar plexus, right? And if we join forces together and we push out the energy that we're not having this, it'll stop it. It stops the spin doctor. So keep that in mind, okay? That's macrocosm. And it matters. Because I also saw the Hangman card. Getting a wider perspective over all this. See the spin doctor, the little magician up here. See him? Let me see if I can get it to focus. Come on, focus. We want clarity again. Come on, give us some clarity, please. Come on, you know you want to. There it is. See there's the little magician looking down through that spyglass. Can't make that crap up if you tried. Okay, so we have to become the spin doctors to spin things the way we want them to go, and not the way the saboteurs, provocateurs, and etc. want things to go. So, as a collective, I suggest when we're giving our love and our gratitude out to the universe and those around us and thinking and counting our blessings, no matter how bad it gets, you have them. There's always something to be grateful for. So when you're doing that, project out that you don't want this. And just focus your attention to that. Okay? Focus on reversing the magician, the provocateur. That you aren't standing for it. It's not right. Just push that out into the world, okay? And really Put your energy into it. Make sure you're grounded when you're doing this. And push out nothing but love. To push out and push away the darkness. Okay? It's the scattering of light. It'll work. I promise you, if you guys just do it. Okay? Also, huge shout out to Heart Math Institute. I know I get nothing for doing that. You guys should check them out. It's where the collective can come together and focus their energy towards the good. Okay? Keep that in mind. So do that. Do focus your energy on this, because this is some shady business happening. Okay, now let's get down more to how does this affect us in other ways besides, and I'm losing light. Haziz, light! That's from the movie. Fifth Element.
Aziz.
Yeah, right in the beginning. Aziz, light! My husband's going to shed some light on this situation for us. Thank you, sir. There we go. Aziz, light. Anyway, so I digress. Sorry. I'm here to entertain and to guide you. Okay, so here we go. Yes, I'm corny. I have Sagittarius. I'm a Sag rising, so yeah. So that takes that sharp edge off the Aquarius brain. Okay, so for the collective, what is this talking about? For some of you, this is some sort of contract, and somebody may be sliding some details in there that you need to make sure you pay particular attention to. Okay? Remember, we're looking at Taurus, we're looking at Pisces, but also could be looking at, so Pisces, Taurus are the main characters, but we could be looking at Scorpio, Cancer for some. Now, some of you, this is a doctor giving you some details for some of you. Quite literally about something they saw under a microscope. The mouse looking down, right? And it's something that was kind of in the background that you weren't aware of. For some of you, this quite literally, because we have Cancer here and King of Cups, possibly, and I hope that's not what it is. If so, definitely consider all options for treating such a thing, and not just the establishment, okay? Because we're dealing with foundations here. This could be your body. Some of you, quite literally, because of this looking glass, and he has glasses, are going to the optometrist or ophthalmologist and looking at an eye surgery so that you can see details with more clarity. Because you're having to use one of these to see the details. I'm not kidding. Some of you, that's what this is about. The scattering of light, okay? That means some of you are dealing with cataracts, etc., or glaucoma, what have you. So some of you, that's what this is about. An eye appointment. Okay. For some of you, this could be because where the moon's at, let me tell you where the moon, we're looking at, this could be fluid on joints, knees, backbone, ankles, shins, calf area, because, or in your feet, toes, because the moon's moving through those areas right now. Okay. And it's just come out of Sag, which would be liver, hips, thighs, sacrum. Okay. So we're also looking at pineal gland, hair and skin, just FYI. Then it's going to be moving into head, teeth, tongue, arteries right after the new moon. Remember, no surgeries unless it's critical mass issue after the 20th. 20th is the last possible day because you're in waning crescent at that point, heading into that new moon. That new moon goes from Pisces into Aries. Keep that in mind. So from water to fire. We have fire energy here. Definitely. These two cards, I feel lots of air, fire, water mostly. But Taurus is here. So some grounded energy. So keep that in mind. Okay. Now that I've said my piece about what I was getting in, because I was getting a magic stream, just like the prior reading was suggesting. Contracts, pay close attention. Some of you are, this is something dealing with HR, human resources departments, or a counselor. Okay. Some sort of counseling. Or an HR department. Okay. Make sure you read fine print before you sign things. Okay. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to read from the book. And I know this is a little longer reading, but I was getting so much in. And the whole bacon thing that they were telling me the other day. And remember, the energy just flows through. So the readings on my past are flowing right on into this one. And that's to be expected. If they didn't, we'd have a problem. Okay. So when you see that flow happening, don't be shocked because these readings come up every day and some of the energy from past readings starts bleeding into these readings. That's perfectly the way it should be. If it wasn't, I would quit my job because, yeah, I wouldn't be picking up on the energy correctly. Okay, details in the book. Important notes. So scattering of propaganda. Okay, keep that in mind. All right. The most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest details. Pay attention. And we're definitely looking at this Pisces new moon coming in because normally this King of Cups to me is Scorpio. But in this deck, it's Pisces. Okay? And they're looking at the astrological wheel, and we have, let me get back to that real quick before we start this. We have this new moon's going to be in Pisces. And guess what? Right for Friday, for Thursday, Friday, we have Neptune, the ruler of Pisces. The ruler of what? The underworld, the ocean, right? Of the water world. The sun and the messenger, Mercury, all in grand conjunction. 3 of them at the same time, all together. 25 degrees. Marching through Pisces. That's the messenger. The messenger's scattering, light scattering, right? All right. Then we have the wounded warrior, Chiron and Jupiter, in close proximity, 14 and 15 degrees. Remember, they were in grand conjunction, just recent. And for TGIF for Friday, Miss Venus is tripping the light fantastic into her home sign of Taurus. And she's a rebel with a cause because Uranus is there. Oh. So keep that in mind. A rebel with a cause. That's interesting. Also keep in mind, we still have Mars over in Gemini. Please, Mars, get out of Gemini. We're all waiting. TikTok. And we have Black Moon Lilith over in Leo. So don't be crossing the Leo right now. That wouldn't be a good idea. That'd be a very bad idea. The other thing is for Friday, the moon on Friday is going to be lined up in Capricorn with Pluto right before, guess what? During that new moon, Pluto goes into Aquarius. It makes its entrance, its debut. Yeah, the underworld. A lot of shady shit going on. Okay. All right. So back to it. Okay. I just had to talk about that because the planetary alignments are all smacking up with this right here. Okay. Anyway. So pay attention. This is a time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sign to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, to add a personal touch to your correspondence. It's also King of Cups energy. I'm feeling very charitable. So if you can give to a good cause, a just cause, if you can give to a just cause, give your energy, whether that's monetary or whether it's you pushing out that energy to stop the shenanigans, that would be appreciated very much. Because we can manipulate this holodeck just as good as the bad side can. Anyway, I digress. A just cause. Something where you know your money will actually benefit somebody. I'll give you an example. Somebody at my husband's work was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, bone cancer. And they're having a charitable function coming up. And we're definitely giving to that. We're already in the works of planning that all out. So, charitable. King of Cups is a very charitable. So keep that in mind. Okay? So for some of you, if you can give in any way, shape, or form, please do. Okay? To something that you know the money's gonna directly impact. Not to giant organization. Well, take your pick. But where you know for a fact your money is not going to be wasted away in red tape, corporate I can't even pronounce it right now. Bureaucracy. I can't do it.
Bureaucracy?
Yeah, that one. I can't. My mouth will not form the words. Okay. I'll just let my mouth do what it wants. Okay. Not too much, though. Okay. So make small but meaningful gestures. Okay. And add personal touches to correspondence. Okay. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. You are entering into an agreement of any kind. Pay attention to them before, not after, when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. Ace of Swords energy, my favorite card. Clarity. Sword of Destiny. The truth sets us free. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language. So pay attention to those details too. You one-on-one phone calls and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a communication method, but being able to see somebody's body and face, yeah. Read the signs. They're all around you, including in others' body movements and language. Offhand remarks and fleeting facial expressions that reveal a bigger picture. Okay? Now, this card in reversed. Heed the gentle warning that perfectionism will not lead you to what you desire, but instead will steer you away from it. Nothing will be good enough when you become obsessed with being perfect. Nobody's perfect. Don't try to be perfect. I've tried. I'm an Aquarius. Very obsessive, compulsive, OCD, hardcore. It's not worth it. It's just not. I learned. That's advice I can give you. Well-earned advice, I might add. Okay. Nothing will be good enough when you become obsessed with being perfect. No one can ever measure up to your scrutiny, and nothing that you can ever do will assuage that general feeling of not being up to par. Virgos are very, very, very guilty of this too. They scrutinize themselves heavily, Aquarius and Virgo. I'm talking to all of you. You all have those placements. Some of you are worse about this than others, but scrutinizing yourself and scrutinizing others too closely. Try. We're not perfect. No, 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 no. You are perfect already, just as you are. And that's funny because Pink has been popping up into everything, and she's got a song, You're Effing Perfect already. Yeah. You're perfect already to me. Okay? Reverse. The details card challenges you to accept things as they are in all their imperfections, to step into the world and to engage it without any expectations. Nope. When you give without expectation of ever getting anything in return. It's just like I've talked to you guys about when somebody needs money from you. Give it if you can. Don't if you can't. And never expect it back. Because if you live by that, you'll be a lot happier. Because if you give and you can't afford to give and you're expecting it back, ooh, that creates some tension. So only give if you can afford to do so. And never expect anything in return. Never, ever. A narcissist expects something back. They're like this. I'm waiting for you because I'm going to expect something in return. They always do. Don't make a deal with the devil, okay? You are perfect. Now, the King of Cups. Interesting that they gave me these cards because they're definitely pointing at this new moon. All right, because in this deck, now I consider this card Scorpio because to me, kings are fixed energy, but in this deck, it is astrological aspect of Pisces, and they're pointing at this new moon heavily for me. Anyway, fire and water. The shield has a whale, and father of heart and intuition. And we, are we blurry or is that just my vision, honey? Does that help? I hope that helps. It's getting dark here and yeah. So I clicked on some more light. Okay. The King of Cups is the master of the heart, emotions, and intuition. He is the Grail King. He embodies the elements of fire, spirit, and water, soul, balancing and integrating the fiery masculine courage with the watery feminine empathy, resulting in deep intuitive wisdom that blossoms into intense passion for unconditional love. The King of Cups is an enlightened master of emotional integrity. Integrity, that's a big word. Live by it. He trusts what his heart speaks and remains open always to spirit. The King of Cups is a vehicle for the love and healing energy of the cosmic Christ Buddha consciousness that blesses humanity, awakening the primordial wisdom, thus opening the door to divine love. The King of Cups has mastered love, moving it from lower realms of his nature to the higher realms of his spirit. His love has moved up and down through each chakra, embracing and experiencing each level, expanding out of his own crown chakra and into spirit. His physical form is filled with light and love of the divine, and his beautiful healing energy pours out to his kingdom through his heart chakra. The King of Cups has an inner peace that shares out to his kingdom. He responds calmly in all crisis. He does not judge quickly and listens respectfully to all sides of a situation. He rules with diplomacy and responsibility, setting his emotions aside. His quiet power comes across with understanding, compassion, and dignity. He is a wise mediator and a peacemaker. His intentions are for the highest good. He is a counselor and a healer. He has discovered his wisdom through his own suffering. His gentle, quiet words calm and relax troubled souls and hearts. The King of Cups exemplifies the healing power of unconditional love. He aligns his mind, body, and soul with the cosmic will, accepting, forgiving, and extending compassion to others. He understands that true wealth comes from an open and loving heart. His cup is always full. King of Cups is father, brother, son, friend, or mentor, representing the mature masculine principle that is compassionate, open, and kind. He teaches to have faith and trust that everything will be as it should be, and that the divine is always with you. When the King of Cups enters, he brings guidance, compassion, love, and healing. Your creative imagination and life force join, bringing opportunities and inspired visions to be manifest. The King of Cups signals a time when new doorways open. This new moon coming up. He brings success, achievement, or recognition. He indicates a time to listen to the stirrings in your heart. The gifts of courage and focus are now in place to assist in pursuing a vision you wish to manifest. Pay attention and exercise your intuition as it will guide you through opportunities and challenges. Emotional matters can become more intense as your heart opens. You may feel the need to seek guidance, or you may be a counselor or mentor for another. You may become involved with charity work, there we go, about giving it, and volunteering in your community. The King of Cups brings the opportunity of emotional maturity to any situation. Listen to your inner truth. It is time to be authentic with yourself and those around you. Don't be misguided by others. Move from a place of love. The King's message is to bring understanding, kindness, compassion, and gentleness, listening to your heart before you act. In the image, the King of Cups, waves part behind him, creating his throne, symbolizing his ability to be centered with the ever-changing tides of life. The three flying fish represent the unconscious self moving through the veil of the consciousness. The king's cloak and gown, with varying hues of blue colors, symbolize emotional balance, imagination, intuition, sensitivity, and serenity. His sea turtle breastplate represents the journey of the soul self moving through the magical realms of imagination and intuition. His heart-shaped chakra symbolizes love ascending and opening each chakra as it opens to spirit. The King's Holy Grail is an ancient sacred vessel that brings connection with the divine into one's natural world, manifesting inconceivable spiritual abundance. The King's Grail cup is decorated with a scallop shell. The scallop shell is the symbolic badge of Camino de Santiago pilgrims. The King of Cups shield displays the two whales swimming in Piscean form. Whale symbolizes the record keeper in tune with the Akashic records. Whale medicine assists in the reconnection and remembrance of the soul self and destiny. Pisces symbolizes spiritual compassion, intuition, oneness of life, and creativity. The whale Piscean shield represents great healing and transformation through love. The dolphin dives into the deep waters of cosmic love. Dolphin was once a land animal. Millions of years ago, dolphins slipped into the ocean and eventually transformed into water mammals that we know now. They represent the power of the breath, mana, and life force to release emotions and to speak from the heart. So, spreading the love. So let's spread our own message of charity and love. Let's focus on that so that we can negate this negative provocateur energy in our home, our foundation on the planet, right? So try to keep that in mind. For Friday, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, right? Yes. Don't forget to be giving if you can, even if it's just of your time. Whatever you can give. Some of you don't have anything that you can give, not time nor anything else. But you can give a kind word or a smile where it's needed. Anyway, I hope you have a grand TGIF. And yeah, the planets are talking through the cards. And thank you, infinite love and gratitude for allowing me to be your survival guide in the age of Aquarius. Have a good one.